my view, access to justice is about making sure that everybody, regardless of their background, regardless of their circumstance, has a viable way to be able to resolve everyday disputes and legal issues that arise as part of life. Technology is not a panacea, but many more people have access to basic technology like smartphones and the internet and email than they do access to courthouses and other more traditional legal services. And so technology has a role to play in delivering plain language, accessible dispute resolution to people because it transcends time and socioeconomics to a great degree. So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it's definitely a key part of addressing the access to justice crisis in Canada. The Civil Resolution Tribunal is Canada's first online tribunal. We resolve strata property, small claims disputes, and then as of April next year, the wide majority of motor vehicle personal injury disputes as well. We have resolved close to 5,000 disputes already. We've been operational for a couple of years. And really, I think what we're doing is pioneering a fundamentally different way of delivering the justice system to people. So instead of making people fit into a justice system that was really built for lawyers and judges, we are taking the justice system, we're bringing it to where people are, and we're building it around the realities of their lives. And we're constantly learning about how we can do that better, and we're constantly adjusting, and we do that by really putting the public in the middle and constantly asking people what it is we can do better to serve them. In the traditional model, somebody who has a legal dispute would have to figure out, first of all, what their dispute was about, whether they had a claim. They'd have to figure out the legal framework, and then they'd have to go down to a courthouse, fill in forms that were not designed for regular people, and figure out how to navigate the court process. And to do that, they'd often have to take time off work or arrange childcare, in many cases travel depending on where they live in British Columbia, and sometimes spend a lot of money as well on legal advice to help them figure out how to do all of that. What we're offering is a much more simplified, user-centric way to access the justice system. So somebody with a CRT, a dispute within the CRT's jurisdiction, can go online from their smartphone, answer some basic questions, and get free legal information in plain language, and then decide what to do next. And that could be using some of our tools to resolve the dispute themselves, or filing an online application for dispute resolution with the CRT. So in addition to being online, we also focus on collaborative dispute resolution, using mediation and negotiation, and basically treating adjudication, where a judge or tribunal member makes a decision, we treat that as a last resort. We do everything we can to help people reach their own resolution, but our decisions are still binding as court orders, so people have certainty going through the process that they will have a resolution to their dispute. The CRT was the brainchild of a very small group of people within the Ministry of Justice in Victoria who were really focused on online dispute resolution and innovative ways to address the access to justice crisis. So it was really through their hard work and foundational efforts that the CRT came to be. Well, a massive amount of work went into building the CRT. Everything from change management and persuading members of the legal community and educating members of the public about what it was and what it could offer, as well as just recruiting a truly fantastic team. So I think the key parts of our success have been really our team. We have a really dedicated group of staff members who are so committed to access to justice and so committed to serving the public, and an equally devoted group of tribunal members as well. And they're really our strength because they're always looking for ways to do things better and to improve. And no matter how much change we throw at them, they just roll with it and work even harder. So I'm incredibly proud of them, as you can probably tell. And I think we wouldn't be where we are without their work. There are many similarities between the CRT and a startup. Obviously, we're working in a public sector environment, which has its own challenges, but it also has its own opportunities. We've tried to take on board some of the best practices of tech startups, though, particularly the focus on human-centered design, rigorous user testing, this idea of working with an agile development process, failing fast and forward. All of those things are really core to our culture, and I think they've been key to our success as well. We really try and think of ourselves as being subject to the same rigors as a private sector enterprise in a public sector context. Well, the CRT has a lot of big challenges coming at it in the next year. In addition to resolving strata property disputes and small claims disputes, we will, as of next April, be responsible for adjudicating quite a number of motor vehicle personal injury disputes as well. So we're in a rapid expansion phase right now. We're working on developing new rules, expanding the technology, hiring staff, and developing processes so that we can handle this pretty high volume of new disputes that are coming at us. The good thing for us is that we've implemented 2 areas of jurisdiction in the last 2 years, so we're getting pretty good at being able to expand. And everything in the tribunal has been designed to be scalable, so that's reassuring as well.